What is happening, TwT fans? It is so good to be back on this August 15th, 2024. And again, I'm so glad so many of you are coming back for more. I want to say thank you to everybody for subscribing and doing what you do and helping the channel grow. It means so much to me. If you're new, popping by, checking out the channel, you gotta hit that subscribe button. It's the most important thing you can do for the channel. It's what keeps me coming back week after week, and it's free for you. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Of course, if you want your opportunity to be on the podcast, tell your story, or maybe there's a story that needs to be heard, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com is the official email of the podcast. Send an audio, video, or type it out, but send it over to talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And then, of course, don't forget about our Linktree link. It's in the description below the video, along with all links talked about and discussed on the podcast every week. But go ahead and click that. It'll give you access to everything TwT. It's just that easy. And now with all that out of the way, let's get into it, all right? How's everybody doing? It has been a wild ride since March 17th. All right, I'm going to do a small recap because it's all very important to me. It leads to, well, man, I didn't think there was going to be a happy ending, but it looks like things are finally taking a turn, everybody. So everybody knows right now, March 17th, me and my wife were arrested. That's where this story begins, right? The downward spiral of life. So, you know, I'm not going to get too into it, but we get arrested, we get charged, felony charges for psilocybin mushrooms, and shortly after that, my car gets totaled. And then we find out my friend Keith is not doing well, and he's got months to live. The cancer is unfortunately taking over. And then shortly after that, my wife's grandmother, Meme, as we all called her. I do want to always remember them. But her name was Teresa M. Cloutier. But we always knew her as Meme. And she got, you know, she was 92. So she had a great life. I think she was 92 or 91, maybe around there. And she had a great life. So we've got an arrest, 2 felonies, totaled vehicle, and now 2 people unfortunately, to bury, and all of this being extremely heavy. And in the middle of all of this, I stupidly get scammed and have to shut down every single credit card, including my debit card. So that all happened. And then, yeah, that's right, everybody. There was 6 things going on, and then one of them was my own fault, which is the credit card thing. I will say that it was my own fault. I got duped, but that's their job, right? Their job is to eventually catch all of us at our weakest moments, and I was feeling pretty weak and tired when that happened. And then my dad, in between all of this, was diagnosed with bone cancer, and it wasn't easy, but what was easy for me now, putting in all the work, not drinking. I'm proud of myself. I'm always proud of myself for getting through really, really, really tough times, really, really, really difficult things that I have no control over. And when I have no control over, I feel helpless, feel worthless, you know, because you can't do anything. There's nothing you can do except for sit back and wait. And that's hard. And that's where people slip. That's where people lose themselves. And I'm here to tell all of you, I'm no different. I'm no different than anybody else on this planet The only difference is that I hate myself enough to create enough discipline to keep myself on the straight and narrow. And that's really is the truth. That really is the truth. I love torturing myself. I love making myself go through extremely difficult things and then succeeding because of them. And all of this was really, really hard. It's been an awfully bumpy road, but I did it again. I did it again. I didn't drink. I have thought about it. It was a little bit easier because I was like, man, I don't want to deal with what my dad is dealing with when I get his age. He's 68 now. So I worry now about that happening to me at his age. And because I'm thinking about that almost every day of my life, it's why I do ice baths and saunas and take care of myself and eat regularly and eat properly and used to do the 5-day water fast, is because I don't want to be 68 and dealing with this. Now, is there an opportunity for me to deal with this as I get older? Yeah, because of all the preservatives and the crap in the food and the way that our everything is, it's meant to keep us sick. We are all meant to be sick. We are all meant to be put on the medications that Lilly wants us on, that Pfizer wants us on, whatever the big pharmaceutical is that's making headway today. That's what they want us on. And that stuff is not going to help any of us. I'm telling you right now, everybody who's on Ozempic is in for a really rough ride. You should not be thinning your blood to lose weight. If you don't think that that's going to have problems in the future, you're crazy. You're crazy. Maybe you're insane, right? Because you're expecting something to happen and it's not going to, and you're going to keep doing it until you get the right result. But I'm telling you, people are going to have major problems with their blood in the future, because if you don't need your blood thinned, you shouldn't be thinning your blood. And Ozempic is thinning your blood. And I know there's other ones out there, and I know that everything is hard to get your hands on, but we shouldn't be looking for the easy way out. If you want to use it to assist you to get to your goal, because you have an addictive personality like I do, but food is your addiction, okay, I get that. It should be temporary until you can get yourself on track and then do it by yourself. But you shouldn't be using it as the end-all, be-all, you know? I think that worrying about my health when I get older and working on my health today so that I don't deal with some of the things that my parents, my grandparents, and her grandparents went through, I'm trying to prevent these things. Our medical industry is not for preventative. They say it is. They, give us an annual checkup for insurance, because we want to make sure we're preventing any illnesses that could be happening. But at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like that's what they actually want. They don't want that, because if we're not sick and we're not in the hospital and we're not taking their medications, they're not making money. And unfortunately, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. But the struggles that I had were very real. It was a long, emotional ride, and I got through it. I got through it again. I got one more month, and it'll be 8 years off of alcohol. I'm very excited for it. Every day is extremely precious to me because I don't know where the world's going today, but I can't worry about that too much. And now that everything seems to be leveling off, stayed out of jail, cars replaced, credit card scam is all fixed. Unfortunately, we buried those 2 people, and those were the roughest 2 weeks of my life. For real. I don't think I've ever had to go to 2 funerals in a row. That is, one, not fun. I don't wish it upon anybody. And I'll tell you, man, emotions run wild when you spend multiple days in a funeral home and at a grave, at a cemetery, and around a lot of people dealing with heavy emotions with the loss of life. But I do have to say that I think the world has finally given me a break, and now ending my second full week back at work, I'm actually starting to finally feel some normality back in myself and with life in general. So this just goes to show, I'm trying to show everybody that no matter how hard, no matter how heavy, no matter what's going on, you are stronger than your addiction. You are stronger than anything life can throw at you. And as long as we keep telling ourselves that, you can be looking forward to your 8 years of sobriety like I am. This is not easy, and if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Or maybe nobody would be an addict, right? If it really boiled down to it, you know, we'd all be strong enough to not become addicted to substances. But unfortunately, those substances are made to be addictive, and they're made to do what they do to us. And, you know, it may not be alcohol for you, but hey, it wasn't heroin or opiates for me. You know what I mean? So even though we can be stronger than our addictions, this stuff is all highly addictive, and that makes it really difficult sometimes to stay away. So, but I'm not here to pat myself on the back. I'm here to let you all know that, you know, it can be done. And I didn't always believe that I was a strong enough person. And today, my thoughts on that are changing, and I'm going to be working on getting back to jiu-jitsu. It's been 3-4 weeks since I've been, and I'm feeling it now. I'm just not myself mentally, and I know it's because I haven't gone to jiu-jitsu in a couple weeks, almost a month. And so I'm going to be going back, you know, Wednesdays, but work's taking off. I got a new store to open. I got a franchisee to help train. I got trainees to train. And then I get to go to Ohio soon. So it's a whole lot of everything moving around all at once. And I'm prepared for it now. I'm in a better headspace now because of everything that's happened. And I can finally focus on work again. And I can finally feel like, you know, life is moving on in a good direction. So I don't know. The world finally just went, hey, I think we've put you through enough. We'll be back because we always come back. But we're going to give you a break. We're going to let you breathe. And we're going to let you enjoy the last couple weeks of summer. So, oh, man, it's been a lot. It feels good to get this off my chest. Again, another way to move forward and put this behind me. And I just, you know, it makes me feel better to be able to put it out there for all of you, because I know there's people out there dealing with this shit right now, and you need this. And I hope it gets to you. I hope it helps. Hey, fashion lovers, are you ready to make a statement? Here at Slow Down Clothing, your ultimate destination for tattooed inspired prints and vibrant colors that'll turn heads wherever you go. Imagine stepping out in style with our eye-catching t-shirts, perfect for making every day feel like a runway. And it doesn't stop there. Our embroidered hats add that perfect finishing touch to your look. Back to school season is just around the corner, and we've got a fantastic selection of kids' tees that will have your little ones looking sharp and feeling comfy. Still planning on soaking up the sun? Don't worry. Slow Down Clothing has you covered with our range of beach towels and swimwear. Enjoy those sizzling sunny days in style. So why wait? Head over to slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com and explore the incredible collection today. And here's the best part. When you fill up your cart with all those amazing items, don't forget to use promo code TOPHER at checkout for a sweet 10% off your entire purchase. Slow Down Clothing, where fashion meets fun. Transform your wardrobe and make every day extraordinary. Remember, life is too short for boring clothes. Shop now and let your style shine. Visit slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. Style awaits. It's now time for Topher's Topics. All right, so a fisherman illegally catching bass. I don't know anything about fishing. I personally do not like fishing, and I'm sorry if that offends everybody, but I find it to be extremely boring. I don't want to be out on a boat. My dad tried to get me into it when I was a kid, not having it, didn't want anything to do with it. But this guy illegally catches 14 oversized bass off a New Hampshire coast, investigators say. Why? Why is it illegal? Look at the size of these bass. Why can't you eat? Why can't you have these? Let's find out.
Peter Whalen is on the waters off of Portsmouth every day in the summer.
Throw into them.
He charters fishing trips in the harbor, and luck be it, the past few weeks have been perfect for tracking down striped bass.
Big striped bass, thousands of them, have been feeding on those pogies right in Portsmouth Harbor and right along our coast.
And while Peter may respect the law, Fish and Game says lately not everyone's been following the rules after an angler from Massachusetts illegally caught 14 oversized striped bass last week.
The tip started to come in that there's a guy out here catching oversized striped bass. Everybody was catching oversized striped bass, but catch and release. A bunch of anglers were yelling at him. We're calling Fish and Game. You can't keep those, put them back.
Do the math, and Fish and Game says his haul of almost 400 pounds of fish would be worth about $1,600.
He knew that he was caught red-handed, and there was a dozen witnesses.
In New Hampshire, Peter says there are laws in place to protect our resources.
Those 15 fish that he killed, those are all big breeding female fish. Some of those fish are 25 years old. It's not the right of those fishermen to come into New Hampshire state waters or Maine waters and catch them commercially.
And as for what will happen with that fish, investigators say they'll eventually go to use, but for now they'll have to wait until after this all plays out in court.
It would be nice to be able to fillet them up and send them to the food bank, but it's evidence.
Holy shit. Oh, okay. So they're breeding fish, and you're not supposed to touch them because they're breeding. They're what brings in more bass, I guess. I don't know. I don't know much about this. I know that we only know 10% of our waters, but if they were all females and they were made for breeding and they were really 25 years old, holy shit, dude. So I wonder what the fines are going to be. I wonder what the sentence is. Do you lose your fishing license forever? So if he's a commercial fisherman, that means you just lost your income forever, right? So, man, I had no idea. See, these are the things I don't know because I stay out of the water, everybody. I hate the water. You people are crazy. You swimming with sharks. People are gathering up seals and shit where there's seals and there's all these animals. There's sharks. I'm straight. There's undertows, there's undercurrents, there's all kinds of crazy shit out there. And, jumping off of cliffs, I hate water. I don't mind an ice bath. I don't mind a shower. But to go swimming or to go whitewater rafting or, I don't know, swim in the ocean, man, fuck all that shit. I am straight. You guys, everybody out there who gets into the ocean, and I know there's a lot of you, right now, I think it's a really crazy thing. They saw a hammerhead shark recently. There was a whole bunch of seals somewhere, and wherever there's seals, there's sharks. And now there's a whole bunch of sharks showing up because the water's warming up. Hey, I don't know. I'm sorry. Stay out of the water, everybody. It's dangerous. I am so good with any of this. Fishing is boring and water is, no, I'm good. I'm so good, man. All right. So dragonflies swarm beachgoers at Rhode Island, Minnesquam Beach. This is pretty crazy to watch.
The entire event lasted less than 10 minutes, but people who were there tell me it felt like it lasted for an eternity.
They were everywhere. It was just a swarm.
At first there were a lot of dragonflies, and then there was millions.
Dragonflies taking over Misquamicut Beach in Rhode Island. The bugs were met with mixed reaction by beachgoers, some in awe over.
At least they're just dragonflies, right? I mean, let's think about this realistically. Imagine if that was like, I don't know, swarms of bees or anything else that would like bite or sting you. I mean, a dragonfly will fly into your face, probably whatever, hit you, but at least it's not going to bite or attack or sting. Dragonflies are pretty harmless. You know, they're kind of fun to hold in your hand. So even though this is like a giant swarm and I'm really curious as to where it came from and how it happened, at least it's not something dangerous, right? Or even painful. So at least it's just dragonflies at the end of the day.
For the experience,
we just kind of sat there and we just watched it.
I mean, yeah, that's cool, right?
Others terrified
Weird.
by the thousands,
Terrified,
maybe
come
millions
on.
of bugs.
They just felt like they
bugs.
appeared from the water. We didn't know where they were coming
That's
from
crazy.
or where they were going, but I was ready to leave.
Pollinator specialist Nicole Bell says these were likely the common green darner species of dragonfly. She says they're starting their great migration south for the winter.
Every year between late July and mid-October, they migrate from over here all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico or southeastern states.
Which means more of these swarms could be seen in the Northeast. But she says it's very unlikely the event will happen again at the same beach. But even if it did, it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing.
They're really not after humans at
Right.
all. And they actually eat some insects that we find very disruptive, including mosquitoes. So it's
good.
really
Eat
best
'em
to
all.
just let them be. They cannot sting.
That's really cool, man. I think that's neat. You know, when we see things like this and it's just like this type of migration and the insect or the birds or the animals moving to a whole different area because it's just part of what they do for their survival and the evolution of that animal or insect. It is very neat. It's cool. But at the end of the day, like, you know, I get it. It's a bunch of bugs. You don't want them flying into you, and bugs are kind of gross. But like she said, they're not after humans. Like I said, at least it was just dragonflies. And hell, if they eat all the mosquitoes, have at it, man, because I think it's EEE is really out there right now. And I'm not going to not say that I believe that most mosquitoes have these things in them because they were put there by somebody. I don't know. It might have a B in the name and it might have a G, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of these diseases that these insects carry today are being used as weapons, just like Lyme disease and ticks. I don't know. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind with this mosquitoes, with the mosquitoes on the rise and these diseases that they're carrying becoming more prominent. Could it be a weapon? I don't know. Ticks have a higher, more aggressive like, I don't know, is it Lyme disease or is it called something else? But did that change within the insect, or are they trying something new? Look, I feel like we're always being attacked. And there is more to these viruses or deadly illnesses being in these bugs, and seeing numbers on bugs and seeing mechanical bugs being made, and you start to question a lot of shit. I'm not saying that bugs aren't real, birds aren't real, everything is watching us. I'm saying it's happened in the past. They've weaponized insects and animals and birds and everything else in the past. So why wouldn't we still be working on that and releasing those things today? We would. We never stop working on a way to weaponize something. Think of every single advancement we've ever had, ever. I believe they've all started at some point with the funding from, a government or some type of, it was all developed in the end to become a weapon. That's why our government funds a lot of these projects, because they're like, man, that sounds like a great idea. And then as soon as they get it to where they want it to be, which is a weapon, that's now mine. I want that now. But it's mine. I built it. Yeah, but we funded it. Now it's ours, and we're turning it into a weapon, and thank you very much. And so these things have been happening forever, and it's never going to stop happening, because that's just the way it is. So if you don't think that bugs and animals and AI and humanoids and robot dogs and all these things, yeah, they're great inventions and evolutions of everything that's going on. But I do believe that most of them have been funded by governments that are hoping that they can turn it into a weapon. So keep that in mind. And again, at least it was just dragonflies. That's so wild, though. So wild. So South Korea to launch nuclear response unit against the North. Man, all right, everybody. We've got way too much going on. Everybody is heated. Everything is hot. North Korea is finalizing their tactical nuke weapon in its final stages now. And South Korea is creating a new military body to counter the nuclear threat posed by North Korea. Now, this video is a little bit older, so there is some updated information. Let's see what they get into. A top South Korean official warned on July 22nd that Kim Jong-un's regime in the North has almost completed the development of nuclear weapons for battlefield use. In an interview with Japanese media in Seoul, South Korea Defense Minister Shin Won-sik discussed the importance of trilateral cooperation between his country, Japan, and their mutual ally, the United States, to counter threats posed by Pyongyang. South Korea and Japan, where the U.S. has deployed forces to support its allies. It's crazy looking, huh? How do we have a video of that? Are facing common threat from North Korea's nuclear weapon program, Shin told Yomiuri Shimbun. Wow, that looks crazy, huh? Although no development has been confirmed, development is believed to be in the final stages. Jesus Christ, man, this is a scary time to be living. Scary time. The reach of these weapons includes U.S. military bases in Japan, so there is a possibility that North Korea may attempt to use nuclear weapons in the event of a contingency. Jesus Christ, what do you mean? So if we contingent the peace between the two, they're going to bomb them? Tactical nuclear weapons are shorter range and lower yield, according to the Arms Control Association. Yeah, but at the end of the day, It's still a nuclear weapon, you know? It's still a nuclear weapon, everybody. Man, those are scary looking, everybody. I do not give a fuck, man. This is so scary. And the update is they finalized the final stages. They have put together the tactical nukes, and they are now pointing them at South Korea. And now we are all getting ready for something to happen. So they are pointing them, and they are ready, I guess, to use them. Either that or they finished them, they're pointing them, and they're threatening to use them. Either way, I don't have enough faith in everything that people try to tell me. Oh, well, North Korea, you know, they test bombs all the time and they don't work or they didn't explode. They were just testing them. So were they actually duds or did they shoot off duds? Because they're just testing the distance of the rocket so they don't need it to explode. Look, everybody, I don't want to make North Korea sound more dangerous than I think it is. But we can't sit here and be like, well, they're not dangerous because every rocket that they've shot off, they've had more duds than ones that have gone off. The way that we should be testing the rockets is, I don't know, just seeing how far they can go. If you want to explode a rocket, you should probably just put it in a box somehow and explode it. I don't think throwing missiles and bombs and shit into the ocean is good. We don't know what we're changing under there. We only know 10% of our ocean. So when you throw a nuclear bomb or a tactical missile or whatever into the water and explode it, what are we doing to the earth? We need to find a different way to test these explosions without actually destroying the planet more. And when we're firing off missiles, they probably should be duds so that we could just see how far these things fucking go. Again, to not disrupt or damage the earth any more than we already have. But I don't think North Korea is not a threat, right? They are a little bit of a threat. They might only be a threat to South Korea, but we are the ones that are going to put ourselves in the middle. Our government is going to put our people in the middle. So if something pops off, this could start everything. It may not be Russia and Ukraine. It may not be Israel, Iran, and Hamas, or Palestine, wherever the fuck we're fighting today. Who gives a shit, right? It's all disgusting. It's all wrong. It's genocide here. It's death and mayhem over here. It's awful no matter how we look at it. But what if the start of World War III or the end of civilization in a nuclear war starts with North Korea? Fuck. I'm not going to put that to the side and be like, nah, we don't have to worry about that. We should be worried about it as a whole. It's all something to worry about because we have so many different countries just ready and always with the finger on the trigger of nuclear war. Somehow, some way, we need to figure out, not us as Americans, but us as humans across the world need to figure out how to lessen this tension. But it doesn't seem like we know how to do that. The one thing we really know how to do is to keep turning up the heat. And for that reason alone is why I'm worried about North Korea. I'm not worried that they're going to bomb America. It's not going to matter if they bomb America. Because if one nuclear bomb goes off, it could start a chain reaction, which in itself is super frightening. Super, super frightening. This is wild, everybody. This video, I guess, has been aired once and never seen again. And I've shared it. I put it out there, and I want to share it more with all of you because this is crazy. They said it in the beginning. In the beginning. And we've all been saying there's no remnants of a plane.
Outside the Pentagon, CNN's military affairs correspondent Jamie McIntyre. And Jamie, you got very close to where that plane went down.
That's right, Judy. A while ago, I walked right up to next to the building. Firefighters were still trying to put out the blaze. The fire, by the way, is still burning in some parts of the Pentagon. And I took a look at the huge gaping hole that's in this sideway, but from my close-up inspection, there's no evidence of a plane having crashed anywhere near the Pentagon. The only site is the actual side of the building that's crashed in, and as I said, the only pieces left that you can see are small enough that you could pick up in your hand. There are no large tail sections, wing sections, fuselage, nothing like that anywhere around.
So where is it? I've been saying this since the day it fucking happened.
Pentagon, CNN's military affairs.
Every single photo, every single magazine and newspaper I've got the originals. New York Times papers with all the fucking pictures of the buildings, the pictures of the people. I mean, I followed this because I was only 21 when this happened. So it was something that really impacted me when it happened. I thought the world was fucking over, everybody, when the Twin Towers went down. I thought there was going to be a war on our land. I thought for sure that it was over. So I've been thinking it's coming to an end. Well, I guess for 23 years, almost 24. It hasn't ended yet, and I know it's not going to end. I don't think so. We might be able to get through all of this. But again, they're always lying to us. They're always lying. Lies, blatant lies to our face over and over and over again. Why was nobody at the water tower during the rally? Why was nobody on that water tower? We all know why. Because this was all supposed to go very differently because that's what they want. That's what they want. And they didn't get what they wanted this time. We're going to find out that they did this to the Pentagon. Why? Because of all the records inside of that area of that building. Everything we were investigating at that time was in that building, and now those documents are gone. And we can never open that up again. Why were we looking into it? Oh, because it was money that was missing. And we were looking into trillions of dollars. We had no idea where they went. And then all of a sudden, 9/11 happens. Tower 7. And then the Pentagon. But no sign of a plane. No sign of a plane. And no sign of this video until today. Holy shit, everybody. We were right. We're always right. And they're always lying. And that's the way it is. So, that's the way it is. All right, everybody. Well, I got to get going. I've been doing these Saturday mornings before I go to work. So I hope everybody out there enjoyed the podcast today. I want to say thank you again to all of my subscribers. Remember, if you're new or popping by, to subscribe. You want to tell your story, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And then, of course, the link tree. Make sure you go and click that. It'll give you access to everything TwT. And as always, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you later.